This is 100 days of discipleship, and this is day 89. Just barely 11 days to go. All right. What a journey this has been. And I want to talk about something because we are in the last days of 100 days of discipleship. And I want to talk about things I think are very important. All right. Or let me say, most important in terms of priority. I want to read from Psalm chapter 84. 84. A very interesting narrative here. The first thing is how it begins. Notice how it starts. From verse 1, it says, to the chief musician on an instrument of Gath, a psalm of the sons of Korah. All right. So this psalm is believed to be written by the sons of Korah. Very important. And what did they say in verse 4? Blessed are those who dwell in your house. They shall be still praising you. All right. They dwell in your house and they shall be still praising you. And verse 10, it says, for a day in your courts is better than 1,000. I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than dwell in the tents of wickedness. Now, I know this is just a generic psalm, but there's a very powerful message here when you understand the historical context, with which this was saying. That I would rather be a doorkeeper than dwell in the tents of wickedness. All right, so let's do some history. The Bible tells us in Numbers 16 that Korah and 4 other people came and challenged Moses. All right, they came and challenged Moses. Numbers chapter 16. Let me just read from verse 1. Now, Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, with Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and on the son of Pelath, the sons of Reuben, took men, about 250 leaders of the congregation, representative of the congregation, men of renown. And they basically challenged Moses and Aaron, saying, you're taking too much on yourself. Like, as if to say, what are you really feeling like? And all of that. And Moses said, what? And so they were challenging Moses' authority. And in verse 5, this is what he said to the son of Korah and all his company. He says, tomorrow morning, the Lord will show you he is and who is holy, and will cause him to come near him. All right. And then Moses spoke to the congregation. He says, none of these men will die a natural death, so that you would know that the Lord is making a difference and the Lord is pointing out who indeed is his. Now, this story is heading somewhere. All right. And then what did he say next? In verse 24, he said, speak to the congregation saying, get out of the tents of Korah. Get out of the tents of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Now, this is really my message. All right. But you see where this is headed in a bit. It says, get out of the tents of Korah, because they will be judged. Leave them. Don't dwell with them, because you can become casualties. You can be part of the casualty when the judgment comes. Get out of the tents. And sure enough, the Bible says that the ground opened up and swallowed them. So, but as time goes on, we see that God preserved their children. First Chronicles chapter 9 verse 19 says that the sons of Korah were keepers of the tabernacle, and then they served at the gates. And now they write a psalm. And they said, I would rather be a tent keeper. You see the connection now? I would rather be a tent keeper than to dwell in the tents of wickedness. Bearing in mind that the tents of wickedness were the very tents of their own father. Do you understand what I'm saying? The tent of wickedness was the very tent of their own father. And so this is the word of the Lord. Even if it is your own blood, in open wickedness, separate yourself. All right, separate yourself. You see, there is the way the church has postured, and we are quiet to brazen wickedness in these last days. I want to read 2 texts about this. When the Bible talks about the judgment coming upon the wicked in Romans chapter 1, in verse 32, it says, knowing the righteous judgment of God, that those who practice such things are deserving of death, not only do same, but also approve of those who practice them. The approval of those who practice them make you complicit. And I just feel a stirring in my heart to tell you, get out of the tent of Korah. Get out of the tent of Abiram. All right? The Bible says in Ephesians chapter 5 verse 11, it says, have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them. Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them. Get out of the tent of Korah. I hope that this is not a warning, a prophetic warning that you will find resounding years down the line. There are just some things you see your friends, some of your company doing. You must distance yourself from it. Distance. And let me also say this. In criticizing men of God, know where to draw the line. He was wrong doctrinally. He shouldn't have said this. His flesh moved him. Don't say someone is not a man of God except you are absolutely sure. And I just advise you, in fact, say a man of God should not talk like this. That's just an example. That's just an example. All right. I feel a stir in my spirit to say this. And if you don't receive it, that's totally fine. And any other brazen show of, let me say, wickedness. You see churches endorsing lifestyles that the Bible has explicitly forbidden. There are just some things. By the time you see a company begin to do it, you remove yourself. All right? Because judgment, more often than not, is imminent. This is very an unusual topic, but I just want to tell you this. Make it a code of conduct. All right? For you and for your family. When you begin to see some type of brazen show of wickedness, of rebellion, against a move of God or against the clear dictates of God as revealed in his word, this is the word of the Lord. Get out of the tents of Korah. I hope this blessed you. Like this video so that the YouTube algorithm will show more people. Leave an honest comment. All right. And share this link with as many people as possible. I will see you tomorrow for day 90. All right. In fact, let me go ahead to say day 90, we're going to have a test. We're going to have a test, just an assessment. And I will see you day 90. God bless you.